Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and happy Sunday. I'm just taking a little stroll and I wanted to talk to you about something that I'm going to be working on because I've been working on this for a few years now and I just haven't had, the luck that I've been wanting. I'm trying to research some information regarding my family's historical background, and it does go quite a ways back, but I'm not going to be able to fill you in on the details in this vlog, but I wanted to just let you know that it goes so far back. And one of the reasons why I haven't been able to get at the right information is, number one, because the family names, well, first of all, family names are always representative of a location, especially if we're talking about Europe. And essentially, that's where many of my relatives are originated from. So the thing is that even if there are variations of the same name, you never know exactly who you're talking about. And the situation is just like with anybody else's family. All the first names are so similar, maybe even duplicate. So no matter who you look up, who you try to research, it could be the wrong person, the right name, even the right month, down to the right month of birth and death. Same location, it could be somebody entirely different. So that's what I've been finding. But I've also found on my father's side that the marriages, the names of people who married each other keep repeating itself in history. It's so weird, guys. It's just like your mom and dad getting married, and then 10, 20, 50 years down the road, two people with the same surnames will also marry again and probably have children with very similar names. It's so confusing. And but it all adds to the mystery. And so I have been, I know a lot of my roots. I know essentially, historically, well, I know on my mom's side, she's a descendant, as are other family members, of Pompey the Great. And he came from that hometown that I spoke to you about in the vlog where I ended up in the hospital when I was 6 years old. It's the same town, guys, the same town. And if it was basically a tiny little village about a half a century ago, can you imagine what it was like back then? Even smaller. So guys, just goes to show you that the world can be a very small place, whether you want to confront that or not. The world can be a very small place, especially when you go back in history. I do know that on my dad's side, I have what do you call it? There's an artist that probably could have been related to us. The same name, the same surname, you know what I'm saying? And I know that in the case of my great-grandfather, my dad's great-grandfather, and that would be on his paternal side, he was the town mayor. And I have a picture of him. But the picture of my great-grandmother and him after they got married and had children, I'm missing it. And she was beautiful, guys. She was about 5 feet tall with curly, fuzzy hair. And I have found very similar faces with the same surname online but it's not her. Now, some of my cousins have been researching the same thing, my American cousins, and they came up with different names. But, you know, I remember visiting an American relative. I was told that he was the brother of my great-grandmother. I sat with him on the couch. I remember his house. I have him in a picture. But they came up with a different name. Now, it could be that they have one of my great-grandmother's paternal, or I don't know who. Another grandmother, I'm sure she's in there somewhere. But they don't have it all, and neither do I. So it all seems as though we're coming up with different stories and different timelines. But guys, the first one goes back to the 1700s. The thing is, on my dad's side, that name, there are two surnames that I'm going after, mainly my own, and my, how do I say this? My great-grandma's maiden name, she's not there. She's not online at all. So the records, it must be that she had a different first name, or maybe she had a different father from the guy I sat on the couch with. I don't know. A different mother. I don't know. I just know that she was, my dad's grandmother was American. She was born in Jamestown, New York. And from the story that I've heard, she met my great-grandfather in Jamestown. I could have it wrong, guys. Now, my grandmother, Philomena, was born in Jamestown. My dad's brother, my uncle, who I had the falling out with, was born in, pretty sure, guys, USA. The first couple of kids, I think they were 6 altogether. 5 girls and 2 guys. No, 4 girls and 2 guys. So what I'm trying to say is that my family roots are definitely American, part of the ways. But all the other people who came before my great-grandfather, they all originated from the same small town in southern Italy. Very tiny village, and I've been there, guys. I was depressed. I couldn't believe it. People keep their bathtubs filled with potatoes over there. And I remember asking my mother, I think I must have been about 10, 11, when we went through Italy with my dad and all of his brothers and sisters, why don't people take baths? Why do they keep potatoes in the bathtub? I don't understand it. I remember us being invited to go in and have a look around. Guys, it was so depressing. Okay, the view, the mountain, it was way up high on a mountain. The view was cute. It was a village within a village called Sant'Alessio, Reggio Calabria. But guys, it's so depressing there, even now. There's nothing there. There's a lot of crime there. And that would be why my father's family emigrated back and forth, because they encountered more crime in their states. The parents and grandparents, not my dad. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that all those details that I'm missing, it's driving me up a wall, because I want to know. I actually just found out this morning online that now her first name was Rosa. She would have been the mother of my great-grandmother. no, the mother of my great-grandfather. Oh, I don't even know if I've got this right. And she died 1886, but right on Christmas Day. It's kind of creepy. But those are the details that I really crave and I really want. I want to know everything. I want to know because I sense that there was a lot of hardship there for people trying to emigrate who had a lot of children and they couldn't do it. Especially in New York. New York was a place, oh my God, guys, you had to be tough to be there. A little like my old neighborhood. You had to be really tough to be there, especially to own a business there because other people didn't want us there. I think the businesses are still going through that. But that's besides the point. The thing is that the crime coming from that part of Italy, it goes on and on and on. It never stops, which is sad because, I don't know anything about it. But, and it goes back well before my parents were even born. It just goes to show you that people who are held back legally can't fight the system. So they take to vendetta. Now, I want my channel to be a place where people can look to for inspiration, for a good example, and I don't think vendetta is ever a good example. And I want to try to find out as much as I can because I've heard horror stories about the crime rate there. And because my great-grandfather was the town mayor, he must have been right in the middle of it. And to this day, the men with that surname, the last name, are being hunted down and murdered. And, as recent as 1990, two boys from Rome visited that part of Italy and they were gunned down because of their name. I don't know the details, but it's pretty much, every time I put in that surname online, it comes out as victims of crime. So that's sad. That's really sad, guys. That's why I'm itching to find out as much as I can about, this family line of mine. And my mom's is very interesting as well. Although I don't think there was as much there as there was on my dad's side because there was a lot of hardship there. And what my grandmother suffered, she told me herself. I had quite a few occasions to meet her and was so tickled when I woke up in the morning and found her standing next to me speaking English in perfect, with no accent. I thought I was in another world. I was expecting her to speak full Italian, but she spoke English. She was such a cute little thing, guys. She was beautiful, even in her old age. And I don't know what happened to her photograph. I have to, I've been asking my aunts to send me one, but to no avail. They didn't send me one. I could cry. We had that picture in our cabinet for over 35 years. And suddenly one day, most of them went missing. I still have the one with my great-grandfather, which I'm sure was taken when he was working as town mayor. But, God, guys, she's gone. The one with her sitting with her children, before my dad ever came along, way before. I know that my great-grandmother had a son who became a priest and died during World War II, saving children by trying to get them inside of a church. They bombed and he died right away. So there's a lot of sad stuff in there, but I feel like it's all very remote and not even connected to me. And then when I go online and I see some of these women with that surname from the 1890s and 1920s, they all have that same very familiar, they look incredibly similar to my American cousins especially. But guys, they're all so beautiful. And I know, because back then it couldn't have been owing to cosmetic surgery or plastic surgery or anything like that. They were incredibly beautiful, all with that curly, frizzy hair. And I can't believe that they look like that. It's very refreshing to go online, be able to research your family name and come up with faces that look quite a bit like the people in your family. So you know that you're barking up the right tree in some respect. But I don't know, maybe I'll just hire somebody to do the rest of the digging, because I know there's a lot there that I don't know and I want to know. I've been doing this all my life, guys, and the fact of the matter is that all of my grandfathers died before I had a chance to meet them. One of them actually lived until I was about 6 years old, 7. And that would be right before I went to Europe with my mother. So it's unbelievable how things can happen. I missed all of my grandfathers and great-grandfathers. I didn't get to meet any of them. So there's a lot of mystery there for me. And I really want to find out what's missing. I know there's so much that I need to know. There's this incredible gap that you want to make that connection with the past, and you can't because you don't have any information. Now I know what adopted children go through. It must be devastating to search for people and you can't find them. You don't have any information. You don't have the right details. You don't have the right dates. Well, guys, if I have to, I'm going to hire someone to help me find those details. But, I wanted to let you know that I'm working on this project. And, I want to keep you filled in as I go along, because it's going to be quite a process. And probably months will go by that I don't do anything about it. But every time that I start the search again, I come up with a different perspective. And that would be mainly because there are so many people in the past with the same names referring to the same regional places in Europe that they came from. The details get all muddled up. And there's somebody right there staring at me as though I'm crazy. Shot out of the house as soon as I walked by. Smoking too. So I'm staying right away from that person. But that's what I'm working on right now. And of course I have other stuff that I want to talk to you about, but I'm just not really, this is going to be my main number one project. And, there's so much about my own childhood region that I don't know about. And what happened there, what took place before I was born, the century or two before I was born. I need to know. Anyway, I'm just finishing off my walk here. My goodness, I've been walking for almost a half hour. So anyway, guys, I think I'm going to close off the vlog here. I hope you're having a great weekend, and I hope that you're enjoying the content. And I hope that I can find enough images to show you from my own personal stash and from what I can find online, because so far it's been pretty incredible and amazing. So I hope you enjoy the content, And I'm going to try to keep this one coming because I really want to work at it. And all the people who could help me are either passed away or way on the other side of the world. And so I'm kind of limited, you know. But little by little, I think my American cousins and I have come up with a lot. But I know that that person, his name was Sam, that I sat with on the couch, very definitely. He was the sibling of my great-grandmother. And we visited him in Jamestown, where she was born. So I know I got that part right. And other people have validated for me that he was indeed the brother of my great Nonna Lucia. So I hope that I can manage to, you know, resolve that storyline for you. But thank you very much for listening and watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. Take care now. Bye-bye.